Welcome inside the Fantasy Sports Network studios. I'm Hannah Nordman for HotRoster Now. We all made it through having just one game to watch on the ice last night, and we're rewarded with a huge schedule tonight. 22 teams are in action, and although you won't see these matchups on the rink, you will see them on HotRoster's shootout card. Let's take a look. First up, we have the premier head-to-head battle of the past decade with Alex Ovechkin up against Sidney Crosby. Although battle might be the wrong term, considering they're now BFFs thanks to this year's All-Star game. Ovi's up against the Red Wings tonight, and he's got 18 points in 18 career games against Detroit. He's had a solid campaign so far with 50 points in 54 games, but for the first time in 4 years, he's not on pace for 50 goals. Crosby takes on the lowly Avalanche, the league's worst defensive team. With a goal differential of -65, a goals against average per game of .336, and their starter out for the rest of the season, the net should be full of pucks tonight. And the best part? Crosby's a half-point underdog. I'm sticking with Sid. My second matchup pits Shea Weber and PK Subban head-to-head. Weber's in a bit of a rut, or rather, the Montreal Canadiens are. He has 0 points in his last 5 games, and in fact, nobody on the team has been able to score nearly 7 periods of play. But really, you know you're having a rough time when you get shut out by Colorado. Luckily for them, they get a second chance at redemption up against the league's third-worst defensive team, the Arizona Coyotes. And speaking of ruts, PK just hasn't been himself this year. He has just 1 point in 8 games since returning from injury and is on pace for the lowest point total of his career, including the lockout-shortened season. Up against a tougher team in the New York Rangers, I just don't like the matchup. In the battle of ruts, I'm taking Weber. My third matchup sees Weber's teammate Max Pacioretty up against Stars captain Jamie Benn. Patches hasn't been struggling nearly as much as some of his team with a hat trick against Buffalo and a multi-point performance against Washington in his last 5 games. But the team knows something's got to give as they can feel the rest of the struggling Atlantic Division making up ground on their 68-point total. And like I said before, Arizona, kind of known for giving up a few goals per game. Meanwhile, Jamie Benn and the Stars are in scramble mode. 7 points out of a playoff spot, they have a lot of work to do and not a lot of time left to do it. The second half of his season has been much kinder to his point totals, and he seems to be getting even better with 11 points in his last 9 games. Up against a middle-of-the-pack Ottawa Senators team, they should be in line for a win, but I like Pacioretty's odds tonight. Finally, HotRoster wants to know if Austin Matthews will get greater or less than 3.5 fantasy points up against the St. Louis Blues. The kid can be a little streaky, but when he's on, he is on. He's got 2 goals and 3 assists in his past 3 games and sits second in the league in even-strength goals with 22. He's still on top of the rookie scoring race and just 2 points back of rookie point leader and teammate Mitch Marner. With uncertainty in St. Louis after the recent coaching change, I'm taking Austin Matthews over 3.5 points. So that's my card for tonight. You can make your own by picking 4 to 10 matchups on any of the cards available now for the NHL and NBA. And for those of you who don't know what HotRoster is, check it out. Go to HotRoster.com, download the app, give it a try. It's like no other fantasy game you've ever played. And then for help winning the game, check out HotRoster today with Cam Stewart and Gary Thorne every weekday at 4:30 Eastern only on the Fantasy Sports Network. For HotRoster Now, I'm Hannah Nordman.